introduce the principles that we deal with. You know, blocking, trapping. Just to learn from the striking point. Now, naturally, when somebody attacks, even if you're not training, you're going to respond. You know, the first thing you do if somebody's throwing a punch at you, first thing you do is it's like throw with your hands. You know, just because you're trying to defend yourself. It's a natural response. The thing is here is that what we do is we have a particular science that we deal with, a particular method. So I throw up my hand and I block and I deflect his move. Here, blind, hit him in there, to the throat, strike, right? One and eight, move, locking the jump. Now this way he's positioned, and I'm bracing him to keep him from moving, and then I can strike him as much as I can, same time put pressure on him. Here, now I want to throw him, bring him here, bring him back, hit. Got him locked, then I can throw. I can block, kick low. Great. Get to the throat. Okay? I can go. In the eyes. Slam his head to the ground. First thing I do is block. And I contract. Flat. Great. Back. Lock. Can you get up? And then I can do whatever I need to do. First respond. If you don't know the train, you move back. First respond with us. Take this off. Now, hold tight. Tight. You gotta know where to hit in order to loosen his grip. Hold tight. And I can turn it against us. Here. What I want to do is create a barrier between me and my opponent, the danger. He slashes, if I see he slashes, and I just move back. Here. So even if he slashes me on the arm, it's the way I position myself so my nerve centers and veins and arteries are not in display. So this is the hardest part of your arm, the back. So I'd rather this than my throat, than my face. And hopefully, inshallah, I can recover. But the thing is that I'm not just standing there, slash. I'm not standing in the path with this strike. I'm moving. So either I can move back and put up a guard and weaken him from that point, or move forward. Disarm. Okay? Let's start. First. Slash one, twice. Here. So I let the first slash get by. Then I position myself. Yeah. it up to my throat. He wants to rock it. Right, surprise. That little finger. Tighten it up. And I still have the knife. Yeah? I say, I can't move. The first thing you do is, because the nature of the surface of the throat is that without him knowing, here, I just slightly step back because I don't want him to cut my pipe or the head inside the esophagus or my artery. So I just slightly step back. Now, what I teach my students that in defense, I automatically, when he comes, I'm submissive. It seems submissive, but this is my God, so I can move. I teach him not to do this. You do this, and then you throw up your hand, then he gets panicked because he thinks you get ready to do something. But if this goes up, you coordinate your move automatically, he gets a sense this is a submissive posture. And then I just move. So what I'm doing is, when I put my hand up here, I keep him from slashing this way. Right? I keep him from going so that it won't cut through. At the same time, when he does that, I move my hips back. By the time he makes his move, I can lock him up. And it's about feeling. It's about a feeling. He puts it to my head. It's about feeling. Throw. Swift. Now, quite naturally, we don't tell anybody to carry knives illegally. We don't tell you to do that. The thing is that if in fact you come across a situation where maybe you disarm the person, it's good to know how to use the knife. All weapons, utilizing the weapon so that you know how the mechanics work, so that you can know the method that is used, so you can reverse that. So if I have a knife against a knife situation, see, I just coordinate my move and I'm cutting each time I touch him. Slowly. He moves, I cut. And then I learn to maneuver my knife. Maneuver. Here. See, I can turn the knife. Learning how to handle the knife so that you can, like it's a switchblade. Here. So you can turn the blade any which way you can. Now the blade could be just like your hand trapping. Here. Here. I can turn it against him. Let's do that. Now see, we also teach, as we teach counter measures, we also offensive measures, counter measures. Now, the thing is that maybe I'm stabbing him, and he blocks and remembers. And he grabs my hand. You see? See how? Nice and subtle. Not a lot of commotion. Keep composed. Orthodox, classic. The jo, the katana. The jo is a staff. It could be wood, bamboo, or metal. sword. This is a ninja classical weapon. Pocket. There. Again. Same time, I could be striking him. And nice. And also, keep him at bay. Pause. Striking. Striking. Taking. Right hand. Choke up. Improvised weapon. Fan. Seems harmless. You notice it has metal plates, ribs, head. This is the way to ninja. What appears to be natural becomes a weapon. Now here, you learn with the metal ribs, is when a person strikes, you can use it as a club, striking areas. Yeah, he feels that. That's the arm. And then I can strike in the throat, and I can strike this. See the point, huh? I can strike, then I can strike into the eyes. Same time this arm. Let's using trickery. So I have a weapon, but I hide it from him. And I make him think that this is my only means of defense. What I'm doing here is to learn to distract. So I'm hiding the weapon, he attacks, I blind him so he can't see, and then I strike. Hit, like this arm, all this noise. I can hit him, the blood, and at the same time he goes back, and I can strike. Again, keep him distracted. He doesn't see this. Hit, strike down, and this arm by breaking the elbow, hit. Again, just like a pipe. It is a pipe. Anything can be used as a weapon. Hit, I can strike, hit, I can hit to the throat, hit, this arm. Hit, come up one side, up on the armpit, hit to the back nerve of the thigh, I hit this arm. And then, what I can do, this turns into a weapon, a spike. He doesn't know. This is the nature of ninjutsu. You don't know what to expect. Okay, I drop mine. I take his. Okay. He slashes. I just watch. Slashes. Come across his arm. See this arm. Okay. Southern. Without him knowing. The ultimate weapon. Projectile. The farthest away, the hardest to defend me. Because all I got to do, keep it close to me. On your knees, just give it a crush. The probability is great in defending this. Doesn't mean that we can't, but the idea is that you have to place in your mind that you're not going to place your life in that person's hands. You know people that get shot, you heard on the news, they shot him 5, 6, 7 times, and he still was able to come. If he has a gun pointed at me. You see? I mean, even though sometimes you get those crazy kind of people. He has a gun in his seat. Right? I'm at a distance, he gets ready to poke. Huh? Not easy. It's not Hollywood. Because you never know. Put the gun in the seat. He gets ready to poke. You see, I'm right there. So it's not easy. So that's why you don't give in. Because of the weapon, which you see. You know, we place our life in the law's hand. So we do whatever we can. Allow me to set it up where he misses it. The hardest target to hit is a moving target. Even though, you know, if the guy's going to kill you, he's going to shoot you, you do whatever you can. But you don't make it easy for him. So quite naturally, the furthest away, the hardest to defend. Most people are going to be exposed like that. He has to have a license. If he's out in the open like that, or he's in law enforcement, if he's out in the open holding his weapon like that, out in clear view, he's got to be licensed. But the thief, you know the thief, he's going to come up on you like, you know, because he can't show the weapon. Sometimes they do this, you know, they show you the weapon. And then you get all panicked. A martial art, he ain't going for it. Especially when you know this his life is in danger. So the thief is going to come up like this. And he's going to be looking around, all nervous, unless he got you in some secluded area. The thief is not going to do this out in the open. So this is what we rely on in those situations. Okay? So the thief is going to come up on you. And you're going to try to be as relaxed as possible. I know it's extremely hard. You got a gun. I had a gun pointed at my face. And by Lord's grace and the martial art training, allowed me to be relaxed. I got students that have disarmed, you know, perpetrators with guns. So it's just possibility. You got to train yourself. You're nervous, your heart's beating, but you're composed. You see, because what you're doing, you see, you're not thinking about beating this mechanism. That bullet leaves that chamber in the minimum of a second. So you're not geared on trying to beat the gun. But this here, this mind of his, it's got to register quick. And it can't register as quick as that gun. That's why you see people at the target range and they shooting fast because they're trying to register, you know, shooting rapid fire, because that's the way you got to train yourself. So what you're doing is here. Now, if you tense up, he can feel that through that gun. If you get ready to make a move, he can feel that. But what you want to do is you want to relax your energy. I mean, but you want to, you know, I'm submissive. Look, man, whatever you need, you know. And see, before he can think about it, and then you just do whatever technique you need to do from here. So see, now I'm moving. As I move the gun, I'm moving my body. I'm not just moving, standing there, because the gun could eject, bullet could eject, fire, and I'm still in the path of the bullet. So when I move. And I become part of his body, you see? And then all this is laid out before he can retrieve. And then I learn to do. Now, normally, he's going to have his finger in the trigger guard. So I make that. Now, you got to know your weapon. This is a semi-automatic. It's got a slide piece here. So you got to know there's a port here. You got to know where to place your hand. You place your hand on here. Even that, you're not going to stop the gun from firing. So if you place your hand here where the port is at, that gun here ejecting and it'll pinch, it'll grab your skin. You know, your hand, your nerve. Now, unless you're ready to take all that pain, and you might because your life is in danger. But just know where to place, and somebody you got to train. So you got to know your weapon. So when I'm dealing with this weapon here, when I move, I go to the side, the frame, here, you see? And if it ejects, it won't catch my hand. At the same time, the bullet flies here. By the time he makes any move, I just work on his wrist here, and I work on his wrist. Now, if he has his finger in the finger guard, when I snatch it, I should break it at the same time. And that pain, if I move here, and I bring it up. You see that? You see that? That's the nature of this. Okay. The head moves. Somebody wants to deal with your head. It's a move. And I grab hold of his form of his arm, and I turn the weapon towards him. He wants to fire against him, and then I control his thumb. Here. Headshot here. Now. And I disarm, and this is what we do all day long in the class. Disarm, disarm, disarm. Learning to manipulate the joints. If he's telling me, pushing me back, here, he's got the gun in my back, here, I don't make any move. Again, if I do this, if I tense up, he can feel that through that gun. I just learn to relax. Look, you got it. Now, I always like to keep my hands up, unless he said, put your hands down. But you don't do this, you got it. Take it out. Put it in. You don't do this and then do that. Because he's just as nervous as you are. And any sudden move that he makes, it's going to set him off. Now you got to do it at the same coordination body movement so that he won't feel threatened. So when he, take it back. When he do it, oh please, you know, I'm already there. So he don't feel threatened because this is all. It's already moving, so I just move here. Now when I move here, remember I'm just not spinning here. I'm taking this move, I'm hitting this elbow as I move, and move my body out the way. And it's done in a quick session. Then I move, and I control here. So when I hit this arm, when I come here, and I move here, I at least get that out the way. But see, if I stand there and do that, the bullet can still graze me or penetrate. So what I'm doing is I move my body out, and I control the arm, and I take it down. And it's all about coordination. So alhamdulillah, I hope we shared some minimal understanding of what we do in our martial arts training. As you see the demonstration of the children, they enjoy what they're doing. They understand and they get to know themselves physically, mentally, spiritually. They understand the environment, it's discipline, their focus, and everything they do in this class. I always tell them they got to take it home. If they obey me, first and foremost, if they're Muslim, they obey Allah and His Messenger, and they obey their parents. And then they obey the teacher. So the parents and the teachers are working together, inshallah, in terms of disciplining the growth of the children. And then the younger people, you know, as you see, they're moving up the ladder as well.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, now the sisters are going to be